Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this is your timeless reading. And if you are returning here, thank you for adding your energy to every upload. Today we are going to be using the Starseed Oracle, and we're actually going to clarify with my deck, the Resurrection Oracle. So don't forget to look at the timestamps, any images that jump out at you on the cards, because all of that may have some channeled guidance for you. I love the way they look together. All right, let's put the rays to the side. Wow. Instant. Oh, look, the rays. Okay. And I will tell you, I was getting strong energy all weekend about the collective needs the reading. But I was also so overworked and exhausted. I had to take care of myself first. And Saturn has just gone retrograde. Saturn will be retrograde through to the end of December. It will impact you. I'm writing some notes that I'll be putting on Substack about that. Because it is retrograde in Aries. Is going to be a lot of wanting to push forward and being forced to slow down. And so, if you're like me, that might irritate you. Especially when we get jump in, adventure, say yes to change. It's dichotomy of saying yes to change, but also waiting for change, okay? We have nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. Are you kidding me? Okay, so there is this huge heart chakra expansion that took place recently. And if you're coming to this reading, you may have been a part of that expansion. And so there's a lot of energy of wanting to act. But now there is this sort of recalibration period where what you have just what has just expanded is now like restructuring inside of you and restructuring a couple of things. It just feels so Saturn retrograde, like restructuring what kind of person you feel like you're becoming and what kind of person, what kind of principles that person lives by, right? But some of that takes rest because you need to learn how to take care of yourself emotionally in different ways. And a lot of times water needs stillness, water emotions, right? Water needs stillness before we direct its energy. And there's this vibe of fire, right? Fire and ice, where fire really just wants to burn right through whatever we need, whatever's in our way. Okay. We also got jump in, say yes to change. Birthing creations, tapestry of life, expressions. And Horus, energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. So this in this deck, this is a divine masculine card. So if you're coming to this reading, you may be a divine masculine, you may be thinking of a divine masculine, or you may be mastering something within your masculine energy. Just take a sip of coffee. I'm so exhausted. Okay, so you know what it is, because you can feel something emotionally and you can be really passionate about that, but if you don't have loyalty and devotion to withstanding the ups and the downs, with sustaining your own courage, which is true divine masculine energy. Sustained courage. That doesn't mean that it doesn't ebb and flow, but it doesn't, it doesn't disappear, okay? Pet peeve, okay. That was actually first. It doesn't disappear, okay? And so you're letting your third eye lead you. You're consenting spiritually to this change, okay? But you're learning how to stay devoted to what you feel and not abandon it for other things. So, which is why you're being forced to slow down. Wow, okay. And it's so interesting because Saturn retrograde is going to be there for 5 months. 5 is the number of change. And we're going into the period of fall where people want to start basking in abundance. So you're going to feel that tension between wanting to enjoy and celebrate and have gratitude and needing to wait and sit in the part of the work that is the least glamorous part because nothing is happening. Okay, let's clarify. Star Brothers, Horus energy. We have Horus energy, Andromedan energy. So, okay, Seer in the reverse. So, one of the reasons why you're getting Seer in the reverse is because your third eye had been blocked, right? And that would make sense because you are just now having this heart chakra expansion. And so, sometimes, right, the masculine doesn't, well, not sometimes, excuse me, just naturally, the masculine will discount intuitive nudges, intuitive guidance, because the masculine is just more rooted into the physical world, the 3D, whereas the feminine is more rooted into the, the 5D and spirituality. And so you're learning to trust as a masculine for some of you coming to this reading, or as someone who is very mentally based, okay? If you don't resonate as a masculine, you may resonate with being in your head. You may resonate with always making head over heart decisions, right? So with Seer, you're learning internally how to not only validate your intuition, trust it and listen to it, but understand that that's what's driving you, okay? It's not, because I think that there's this energy where one feels like, especially because there's a masculine vibe, if you are emotionally led, then you feel like you're not being smart or logical, or you're not really being an authority, right? So you're learning that your emotions have their own level of authority within you, okay? And that they have their own level of intelligence within you, okay? And so that is being validated inside, okay? So that when you move forward into this next chapter, nobody can mess with you because you're solid internally, okay? Is there anything else coming with protection, loyalty, safety, trust? Okay, right, we have been going through this tower moment, okay? We have been going through this tower moment, but the reason why we're getting slide in the reverse position is because we're at a point in the tower moment where everything has a lot has fallen, but we have no idea what to do with those falling pieces at this moment, right? And we need to dig deep in for humility, because there is a part of us that feels like there's almost like this energy of self-blame, like you don't know where you went wrong, and you didn't do anything wrong. Or you feel like I had all this momentum and now I don't know where it's going. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's still there, okay? It is, the water is leveling, okay? It's almost like if you were a body of water, it's like a floor of your ocean dropped out, okay? To make you deeper, to make you have more depth. And now that a level of the floor has dropped down, everything is resettling into a new place, okay? And so that's what's happening with slide in reverse, okay? What about jump in, say yes to change? Okay, so you got space, which is the separation card, in the reverse position, okay? And I believe this is Uranus energy, okay? So separation, you could be in separation from somebody, or you could be in no contact with someone, but we got this in the reverse position. And there's a couple of messages coming with this, because not only are you coming back into an energy of wholeness because you're integrating your feminine and your masculine, you are also, with space in the reverse, you're also wanting to put an end to a separation with someone, okay? Let's actually pull some tarot to go a little deeper on what that could be, okay? Because there's definitely this energy where, like, you feel like you're ready to speak, you're ready to say something, you're ready to end no contact. You don't want to continue this energy of separation, but you're also at the same time feeling like you're being put on pause. Okay, so let's clarify space with tarot. Okay, delayed victory, the Six of Wands in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah, that's the fire. The fire wants to do it. Your energy, okay, especially with this energy of 6, you have been, which is also very Saturn retrograde, you have been deeply reflective, okay? You have really been thinking about, you have been going through your past, but you've been looking at it from a different angle, okay? And because of that, you have new Page of Wands, you have new energy, but you feel a delayed victory here, or you feel a delayed, just like positive outcome, because the Six of Wands, okay, can be about victory and, overcoming, okay, especially after a deep period of reflection. So you're ready to end this period of separation or this space with this person, but again, you're not being able, and this is spiritual, okay? This isn't like if you could bulldoze right over it, you would. If you could burn it all down, you would. There is a reason, and I hope we find that, if it's not in this reading, maybe the next one, why you're being spiritually slowed down. I don't even want to use the word delay, because delay suggests that there was a set time and you're moving past that time. You're not necessarily doing that. You're moving in time, okay? Because I'm not getting the energy that you are late. What I'm getting is that you are anticipatory, and your anticipation is getting impatient with the timing, okay? And then on the bottom of the deck for this, wow, we have the King of Cups, and then right behind him is the Empress. So exactly, you went through this heart chakra opening. You are ready to not be in separation or no contact with this Empress because your heart is open and you want to make a move with that, okay? But they're telling you, you gotta wait. Okay, what is coming with, well, birth and creations, tapestry of life. So you're becoming a little bit more before they allow you to break no contact, because you're gonna have to get to a certain vibration. You know, with that King of Cups and the Empress, you're gonna have to get to a certain vibration in order for them to lift the hold, okay? We had Quest wanting to jump on. I thought it was Quest. Okay. So the first card that we had jump out was, this is our fire card, fire in the reverse position, okay? Aries, Leo, Sag. Fire in reverse, you guys. Saturn in retrograde in Aries. Fire in reverse. Retrograde is reverse energy. I love when the universe does stuff like that, okay? Okay, because they're telling you, you need to establish discipline and willpower, okay? To manage this tension, okay? Internally, before we let you make that move, because what you're birthing here has so much value to your life, okay? And let me show you why. The other two cards, and they are also reversals, okay? But I'll show you them upright first. We got Phoenix, okay, and Muse. Pluto energy with Phoenix, arrival, purpose, radiate, and Muse, catalyst, archetype, impulse. Okay, and we got these both in the reverse position. So the thing about it is, you feel very moved or inspired by this Empress energy, okay? The Empress is the Muse, the catalyst, the archetype, the impulse, and this is all internal. And what's hard for you is that, like, there's this energy where, and I could also interpret this as like your own feminine energy making you feel internally inspired, okay? You feel this internal fire, okay? For those of you who are not connecting with an outside person as being in separation with the outside person, but in coming into union with oneself. And I also feel like even if you are connecting with an outside person in this message, I do think that this internal message is also for you as well, because part of what is inspiring you about that feminine energy is because it reflects your internal emotional world, or it reflects you, okay, in some way. And so there's this energy where they really want you to be deeply devoted to that as an internal driver, because there is this propensity to oscillate, because we all have an oscillation. Shout out to Miguel. He's my favorite singer. That's my baby daddy. He has a great song called Oscillation. And it perfectly describes this. We all oscillate between, you know, our most optimistic self and our lower selves, right? And when you oscillate back, sometimes you want to reach outside of yourself again and you want external validation. But when you oscillate back toward your inner self, there's that inspiration, there's that Empress energy that you're reminded of, okay? And it is creating this Pluto energy. There may be a lot of millennials coming to this reading Pluto and Scorpio generation. You may have Scorpio placements. Obviously, you may have fire placements, and you may have water placements, okay? Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Because there is this new you that is emerging, okay? And you are familiar with it because you can feel it, and you're just ready for this new you to be here. But this is the process. This is the work. This is the part of the movie where they usually speed it up, and they give you a montage of the person, you know, with Rocky running up the steps and like training and stuff like that. But the montage is usually like over a course of several months, and in this case, you know, we can't speed that up. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, that's what we have here for us. We have bypass in the reverse position, 999. Avoid, fear, suppress. Okay, so this is why you are being slowed down, because I'll show you upright. Because if you are not devoted to your sustained courage, you will slip back into avoidance very easily, because you're not strong enough yet. You're just opening. Your heart chakra just opened. It's not because you were weak. It's because muscles take time to build, right? Okay? So fear could pull you back, okay? Just trying to avoid the frustrations, okay, could have you suppressing the energy. And so what they're doing for you is they're ensuring that you don't do that, okay? They're actually supporting you in this next step, and they're not meaning to hold you back. So I hope you got something out of this message. If my energy resonates with you, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to this channel. Turn notifications on so you know when I post. I'm sort of on a Tarot Tuesday type schedule right now. But turn those on because you never know when I might post a random reading. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.